Hey VC, it's me Roger back with another video. Hope you all had a great record store day and a happy Easter and a very mellow 420. I tried to make this video last night, but I'm still having all these sound problems. I think I've got it worked out. So I'm shuffling my laptop between, using it as a laptop and using it in my studio. Something happened. Anyway, I think it's fixed. In the background, we're listening to Matthew Shit, New Bop. It's on the Thirsty Ear label, part of that Blue series. Came out in 2002. Yeah, it's more of that modern jazz meets electronic dance music thing that they were doing back then. Matthew Shipp on piano, William Parker on bass, Daniel Carter on saxophone and flute, Guillermo E. Brown on drums, and Flam on synths and percussion. Yeah, I dig that stuff. Cheers, VC. I'm having a New Belgium Summer Hells lager. I kind of like that Dobro in the hammock. It's not quite summer here, but it's warming up. So yeah, record store day. I haven't participated in record store day for the past couple of years. Just got to be too much of a scene. But I got a shout out to Ryan Dye. Hey Ryan. Guess people were giving him some shit on the Facebook page or something about record store day. And, good for you, Ryan. Get there at midnight, bring your camping gear, make some friends, stay up all night, have fun, be first in line, and get what you want, and, yeah. I'm a little too old and worn out to do that, and the scene at Grimey's, I now haven't been there since they redid it, but I don't know. They throw this huge party, and it's uncomfortably crowded for me. So I've blown it off for the past couple of years, but the VC, and that VC Facebook page got me all kind of itchy, like I wanted to go check it out, and there was one record I was really excited about, and that's the Opeth Watershed reissue. Now I knew that unless I did like Ryan and stayed up all night waiting in line, I was not gonna get it. But even so, I wanted to go check it out, and my nephew was up for it. He's a record collector, and so we went like late morning. We decided we were going to stay away from Grimey's and that whole scene and check out some other stores. First we went to McKay, which can be a good place for like jazz CDs, not so much vinyl, and they don't generally carry new stuff very much, so I was a little wary. So we went there was no scene. I passed up on those Zombies reissues. I didn't realize how limited they were. But I kind of hate that place, and I was like, let's get out of here. So we went to Great Escape, and they don't really carry new vinyl either, so I was kind of surprised to hear that they were doing record store day, and was wondering, how extensive, it would be. So we get there, there's no line, there's no scene, there's no one there. It's like a typical Saturday. But they had this other room where they had the record store day goodies, and I was surprised. There was quite a bit of cool stuff left. So I'm going to show you. This first thing, Deep Kreuzen's debut 7-inch Cows and Beer reissue. Originally came out in like 1982 or something. Yeah, it's 6 songs in about 5 minutes. Hardcore, thrashy punk. I have their Touch and Go records, which were awesome. They would integrate like metal influences and more extended songwriting. Those records are great. This doesn't really give you an indication of what they would become, but this was always a really rare record. You know, they self-released 200 copies or something like that. And there's a 12-inch, and I don't really collect 7 inches, but the original was a 7-inch, and this reproduces that. And some new notes from the band. It's cool. It's on clear vinyl. I was so happy to find them. Another 7-inch off. This is Learn to Obey. This great Shepherd Fairey cover. The B-side is I See Through You. Now, I'm pretty out of the loop. I have punker back in the day, but I didn't know about these guys. But this drummer I've been jamming with, Andrew Dixon, he's like, "Oh, have you heard the new Off record?" I'm like, "Huh?" And so he played me some YouTube videos, and it's cool stuff. Keith Morris was the original vocalist for Black Flag. He's on their very first record, Nervous Breakdown, I think it's called. And bass player from Red Cross. And this is old school punk. Yeah. So I guess this is pretty limited. I was psyched to grab it. Now these, I was shocked. And again, the VC, I would have never known about this stuff. It might have looked interesting if I didn't know. But anyway, they were sitting there. Apparently they were hard to find. People were disappointed. You know, some people waited in line to get these. Well, they had multiple copies. I could only buy one of each. Anyway, this Belgian band, Placebo. This is their first record, Ball of Eyes. Originally came out on Parlophone in 1971, I believe. Original is really hard to find, apparently. So yeah, this is like jazz fusion. There's some vocals on this, including a Marvin Gaye cover, Inner City Blues. Works pretty well. But mostly instrumental and led by this keyboard player. God, what's his name? Mark Moulin. Cool stuff. There were 3 of them. Here's their second one, 1973. Yeah, and there's horns. Kind of has, I'm not going to say Chicago, but that 70s horn R&B thing going on along with the jazzy fusion things. And here's their third self-titled, Philippe Catherine. Probably mispronouncing his name. Guitar player plays on this. He played with Miles Davis. Cool stuff. I love all 3 of these records. They're it's just that 70s fusion thing, you know. That Mark Moulin guy reminds me a little bit of, in fact, this music in general reminds me of the schematics for Blank Stare records. Jeff Greer, you know about these guys? Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, really cool. That made my record store day right there. I could have gone home happy. But they had some other stuff that I thought was cool. Graham Parsons, 180 gram. Alternate takes from GP and Grievous Angel. So there's 2 LPs and a gatefold. Number, it's pretty cool, 200 or 3000. Yeah, I love those records, and I love Emmylou Harris's voice on this stuff. And this is a case where alternate takes are you know, just about perfect, you know. But you know, that country music, those finished records, they shave off all the rough edges, and there's some rough edges here, and I kind of like that. Yeah, this is cool. I'm glad you found that. Cheers. I don't think this was super limited, but I picked it up. It's Flaming Lips, Seven Skies H3. It's a reduction of their 24-hour long piece to 50 minutes. It's on this cool foil, silver foil. I want some of whatever drugs these guys are taking. But seriously, I got to give Warner Brothers props for letting these guys just do whatever the hell they want. You got to admit, their last few records have been weird. This is a weird record. There's some beautiful moments. I go way back to the Flaming Lips. I saw them on their very first tour. I had their first record, or OG first record. Saw their first tour, where they played Tommy, start to finish, in punk rock style. And saw them when they were hauling their own like little strobe lights and shit. But yeah, they've come a long way from those days, and good for them for following their bliss and their muse and not just trying to make the Soft Bulletin Part 10 or whatever. Yeah, this is cool, but weird. Pick this up because, well, Jimi Hendrix Live at Monterey. I never had this. This is the Monterey Pop performance, where he sets his guitar on fire. Now this has been around before, and people might be like, what, this again? It had a sticker on it that said, analog mastered by Bernie Grundman. Now I believe the previous one is the MCA one, and that's from a digital master. And all of the Columbia Hendrix stuff that they've been putting out that has a sticker that says all analog sounds fantastic, and this sounds unbelievably great. I mean, wow. Live Hendrix, I don't collect a lot of it, but this is an incredible performance, really great sound quality for the period. Yeah, highly recommended. This is a numbered edition. But I believe this is going to get just a regular release later. So, if you can't find the numbered one, check out the reissue, 'cause it's worth it. Now here's something that takes me back. Pussy Galore put out their first EP, reissued their first EP for last Record Store Day, Groovy Hate Fuck. I had that one. I had this one back in the day. Pussy Gold 5000. This is their second EP from, 1986? Yeah. Yeah, I used to have this, and I sold them for pretty big money when John Spencer got big. But at the time, John Spencer, no one knew who he was. I was interested in this band because of this guy, Bob Burt, drummer, had played with Sonic Youth. And this girl, Julia Caffritz, friends with Kim Gordon, made some weird records with Kim Gordon, I think. And then, of course, Neil Haggerty would go on to form the Royal Trucks. Yeah, it's like reuniting with an old friend. It's, nasty, trashy, punky, not quite as offensive as their first one. But, yeah, glad to have that. Another oldie, but a goodie. Yeah, Public Enemy. Takes a nation of millions to hold us back. With the lenticular cover, you can't really see it. It kind of has a 3D effect here. Yeah, I don't have a lot of hip hop in my collection, but I go way back. I'm an old guy. Yeah, early 80s, Grandmaster Flash and Africa Mabata. I was way into the stuff Bill Laswell was doing. And, I kind of stayed up with it. I never had this record. I never felt like I needed to at the time because it was everywhere. This is classic. Height of that sampling thing, or I guess the heyday of that sampling. Creating beats out of samples and stuff. Anyway, this is cool. It's almost an hour long, so it's not terribly dynamic music, so it sounds okay. squished onto one LP. But when they ask, bass, how low can you go? The answer is not very low. That's okay. If you want that thumping bass, you're gonna have to get the CD. Would have been cool if they'd spread that out over 2 discs. Pick this up. This is coming out again later. This is Broken Bells. It's a 12-inch for Holding On for Life off their new album. I really like the cover art. They have this thing going with all their records I really like, and I think I said previously I didn't really care for their latest record, but it's growing on me. I've been listening to it, and it's just nice pop music. And this song is maybe the best song on there. It's kind of a Bee Gees feel to it, and I mean that in a good way. And so yeah, it's that song and a bunch of remixes. It's pretty cool. So that was Great Escape. I was amazed. And there were some other things. I could have gone crazy just knowing how frenzied people are about record store day. I got what I thought was cool, and I was psyched. No Opeth record. What are you gonna do? And got this cool shopping bag for record store day. That's pretty cool. Vinyl is dead, long live vinyl. "16 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna try to be quick about this. It was a big day. Record store day. So, we did pretty well at Great Escape. We saw some picture on Facebook of the scene at Grimey's, and thousands of people. Well, let's not do that. Instead, let's go to the other side of town, to East Nashville, and check out a store that neither one of us had ever been to, called The Groove. And we get up there, and there's kind of a line coming out of the door, and but it's a mellow scene. But they're having a party out back, and there's food and beer, and it looked like a cool scene. So we got in line. I didn't have much hope of finding anything by the time we got to the Magic Kingdom. But the line snaked through the bin, so it was cool. Like, check out what they got. And I saw this on the wall, and I couldn't believe it. All these people queuing up for these expensive, probably ultimately not that rare records. And here this is on the wall, and I never see this stuff. This is Magma. God help me to pronounce this. Kontarkos. Promo, white label promo. US copy on A&M. This is from, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll show you the white label. It's kind of interesting. And not only that, they were having a 15% off sale for Record Store Day. So I figured I'd just, so yeah, there's the promo label. Yeah, so I, snagged that for sure, and we're snaking through, looking through, and look what I find. Comus, First Utterance. This is not an original, of course. The original came out on Castle in 1970. Sorry. This is the 1998 reissue on Abraxas, which is part of that Get Back label. Yeah, this reissue's, I've been looking for it, and anyway, it's not super rare, but just sitting in the bins, So yeah, this reissue includes the original album plus a 12-inch with a single. Now this is freak folk at its most freaky, for sure. I mean, look at that cover. So yeah, they made a single out of Diana, which hard to believe anyone could think a single could come out of this, but it's actually pretty cool. No one would ever play on the radio, but it's pretty cool. And then a couple other tracks from around the same time. Yeah, British freak folk. freaky psychedelic folk. Michael Ockerfeldt had talked about this record when he and Steven Wilson were making that Storm Corrosion record. And you can hear the influence on that Storm Corrosion record. Yeah, this was cool to find. Not something you see every day. This is not particularly rare, but I've been looking for it. You know, I'm not going to go on Discogs for it, but this completes my 70s Camel collection. I Can See Your House from here. It's in really nice shape. That blasphemous cover. This is a US pressing on Arista. It's from 1979. I love Camel. They can be a little cheesy sometimes, and this is not their finest moment, but there's some great instrumental stuff on here. And this has Kit Watkins from Happy the Man playing keyboards on it. Gives it a definite flavor. Yeah, cool. Like $6. Minus 15%. And then finally, I couldn't believe this. Now, you know, it's one of those stores where the price tag will have a date at the top, you know, when they've added it. And I saw this record in the jazz bins, and it had been sitting there since 2008. Cecil McBee, the mighty Cecil McBee, as Big Star put it. This is Flying Out on the India Navigation label. Excuse me. From 1982. Look at that lineup. John Blake on violin, Oludara on cornet, David Aggies on cello, and Billy Hart on drums. Really interesting ensemble. Wow, so great. Now the cover was filthy. You know, it really looked trashed. It was only like, I think, $8 maybe. And the cover, yeah, looked awful, but the vinyl, you know, was dirty, but so it cleaned up great. Left behind a little ring wear, but so psyched to find this. You know, just one of those great kinds of jazz I really like to listen to. That's both inside and outside. You know, having that spiritual quality and that flexible rhythm, and yeah, this is so great. By the time I got to the room with all the goodies, I'm let in, and walking out, here's a guy with that freaking Opeth record. Well, I can't believe there was one still sitting there at 2 in the afternoon. Oh well. Here's the cool thing. And this is why the VC does not suck. This is why the VC Facebook page does not suck. Vibing with people when I got home. People are sharing what they got and talking about records, and you know, people would show that Opeth record and be like, "Oh God, you know, I saw this guy walk out." And that's all I really wanted was that Opeth record. I didn't mean to be like begging or anything. I was just, you know. Anyway, Roger Simonson. Don't think he makes videos, but he's active on the Facebook and friends with Derek. Well, first he was like. You know, he posted a picture of it, and he was like, well, kind of wish I'd gotten that Public Enemy instead. I said, want to trade? He said, maybe. He said, I'm going back to the record store tomorrow and to another record store, see if I can find it. Next day, I get a message from him saying, oh, they have like, you know, 10 copies of Opeth, want me to get you one. Yeah! Is that cool or what? You know? PayPal me money, he sent it to me, I should get it any day. Wow, Roger, thank you so much. I'll be sure to be making a live opener on that. That is so cool. So, I hope your record store day was as great as mine, even if it meant that you stayed away from the crowds and enjoyed your record collection as it is. Sorry for the long video. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. See you soon.